Kin gathered close at the hearth. Hear me now. What if the swift runners we send beyond the river bend return not with kin words, but drowned in clamor from unkin strangers, leaving our own voices cold and unheard?
Will the trust that binds our hands in shared labor fade like embers untended, as households turn from face to face, counsel to distant echoes that twist and vanish?
Mark this, young ones and elders alike, for the paths we trust carry the very threads of our continuity.
In the dim glow of our hearth, that first dusk, a youth from the workshop crafts a simple token, a carved stick marked with one clear sign, sent by runner to a far kinstead across the misty ridges.
The elder at the fire nods approval, for such signals must weave household to household without fail, mending torn nets or calling hands to harvest.
The runner dashes forth at twilight, token in hand, promising delivery or word of blockage, as our old ways demand, else how shall reciprocity hold when one clan's seed fails to reach another's storehouse?
By dawn in the fields the runner returns empty-handed, no token, no word of snag.
The youth scratches soil idly, plough left leaning, as whispers spread, distant paths now flood with traders' cries, hawking wares unbidden to every door.
Household labor stumbles who tills when kin signals vanish amid the din, trust frayed like rope gnawed by foxes?
Kin from neighboring plots gather at the boundary fence murmuring, if runners bear strangers' clamor without cease, unchecked by kin gaze, what becomes of our shared yields, our hands linked in season's toil?
Days turn to weeks along the riverbank, where ford watchers once scanned for proven kin.
Now, clamor swells. Traders' tokens pile like unchecked driftwood, clogging the crossing.
A child elder bids mend nets there, falters eyes on the flood instead of knots. For who teaches tight weaves when messengers promise swift kin words, yet deliver strangers' babble?
The youth sends another token, broken into shards for safer carry, as wise paths once taught to evade storm-felled bridges.
But shards, scatter, reassemble not, no kin receipt, no notice of loss.
Reciprocity cracks who shares fish from the weir if signals drown unspoken.
Seasons shift to the workshop yard, where tools hang idle as clamor runners multiply.
Youths chase distant calls, over kincraft, hammers silent, skills of whetstone and forge passing untaught to wide-eyed young.
Elders invoke the circle. Remember when paths self-mended, small kin bands naming rule breakers face to face, voices clear as council drum?
Now merchant houses at the crossroads hoard the ways, their watchers list shadowed senders, blocking without word.
A father's plea for harvest hands vanishes. No bounce of refusal, just silence feigned as success.
Household strength wanes, how guard elders' wisdom if labor drifts to unproven paths?
Years unfold in the pastures beyond the settlement, where herds thin on sparse graze.
Kin networks stretch thin, once bound by token truth, now rent by hidden gates.
Traders' floods overwhelm. Watchers craft sly sieves, judging clamor by hidden marks, word shape, cry pitch, not kin bond.
Legitimate calls from proven hands slip unseen, rerouted to shadowed folds none check.
Youths born to this drift from flock tending, chasing phantom signals, leaving elders' paths untrodden.
Settlement edges fray. What of reciprocity when a clan's seed token reaches not the kin soil? Trust eroded like rain-worn banks.
Generations echo at the burial grounds under autumn moon, stones leaning as lineages falter.
Children query the wind, if distant stewards bless these clamor keepers with seals of impunity, shielding their judgments from kin appeal, who mends the broken weave.
Pastures overgrow untended, storehouses echo empty, skills of elder lore fade from young tongues.
Households fracture, hungry young wander, voices from the circle go missing like fires quenched by storm.
Kin bands scatter, land stewards none, reciprocity a whisper lost to clamor's gale.
Hear the final word from this elder's throat, kin at the hearth. Persist in yielding paths to unkin clamour and hidden sieves, and behold the undoing households splintered like storm-cracked beams. Elders' hands, idle without youth's aid. Children's bellies hollow amid wild fields. Trust vanished as dew at noon. Skills unpassed like seeds on barren stone. Lineages thin to wind scattered ash.
Turn now to face and hand, mend the token with kin eyes watchful. Else the fire dies and no runner revives it. Gather close and labor true.
If the echoes of our elders quicken your blood at the hearth's edge, bear them forth into the light, voice them aloud, hand them onward, and guard them with your steadfast gaze.
Every whisper passed from tongue to ear bolsters the chain of seeking, nourishing the toil of wisdom that binds one age to the next.
Your call, woven into the gathering, fans the flame of truth's pursuit, probing not just the heart's own shadows, but the woven fates of the lands we claim as ours.
Etch your signs where they light the way for kin unseen, in tales retold or thoughts carved deep, and tread the trails our forebears blazed back to the wells of knowing.
Stand firm in this shared vigil, and you uphold the burden, letting the counsel of the long gone flow unbroken through the turning years.